Yang, 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 yang. Yeah, you already know what it is, man. Coach Jones, back up in the gym today, ready to get some work in. Today I'm going to show you guys my 5 favorite exercises that I use to get a six-pack and those abs of steel. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you guys like the video on the way in. Also, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button and notification bell. That way you get all the latest updates when I post my new videos and new goals when I create them. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this work in.
Has a hole in a poop.
I don't know, maybe you guys are reading. Right here, I gotta say. All right, so we've already got our warm-up in. We're pretty much good to go. We skipped it on the video, but we still got our row warm-up in here. You can see it. Make sure that you guys click that link at the top if you guys want the link to the full row warm-up. That way you guys can get an efficient warm-up in. Now let's head on over and get these ab workouts in. All right, so we'll start here with our first movement, which will be our sit-up. And for our sit-up movement, we're gonna do med ball 2 touches. Now for our med ball 2 touches, our 2 touches are gonna take place behind the head and between our legs. All right, so we're gonna work for a set of 20. And again, we're gonna be in a sit-up position. So our knees are about at 90 degrees. All right, we got 45 degrees at the hips. Our ankles are at 135. But we've got a nice sit-up position here. We'll get a little bit of space in between our legs. That way the med ball can touch down there. We'll lay back. We'll start with our med ball behind our head, and we'll touch between our legs, returning behind our head for our count. All right, and we want to make sure that we count when we place the ball back down behind our head. All right, so we'll go for a set of 20 here. And while I'm doing these, I'm really focusing on keeping tension on my core the entire way. That way I know my abs are staying active the whole time. Here we go, last 5. And there we go, that's our set of 20 for our med ball sit-ups. Now that we finish our med ball sit-ups, we'll go into our twist movement. Now for our twist movement today, we're gonna do med ball Russian twist. Now when we do our med ball Russian twist, we're gonna sit in a V-sit, so similar to our sit-up position, except now our feet are gonna be elevated. Now after we elevate our feet, we're gonna start with the med ball at one of our hips, and we're gonna work from that hip to the opposite hip, touching down on the ground on both sides. 1 touch on both sides is 1 rep. So we're gonna do a set of 15. That's 15 touches on each side here. So we'll grab our med ball. We'll start on our left side. We'll elevate our feet, and now we're going. And again, you're keeping constant tension on that core the entire way. Here we go, last 5. And that is our set of our med ball Russian twist for 15. Now that we finished our sit-up, we finished our twist, we can go into our plank now. Now for our plank, we don't need the medicine ball. All we need is our bodies. Now what we'll do for our planking movement is we'll actually do shoulder taps. We'll do high planking shoulder taps. So we'll be in a high plank position. So we're on our hands, not our elbows. We're keeping our core nice and tight, nice and stable. We don't want to rock back and forth when we tap the shoulders. We want to make sure that we get a nice good tap, nice and controlled on each side. And we'll go for a set of 20. So that's 20 taps on each shoulder to complete our set. So we'll get into our high plank position, and then we're going. Again, keeping constant tension on that core. Here we go, last 5. And that is our set of planking shoulder taps. Now we'll get on to our anti-rotational movement, which will be a pull-off press. Here we have our pull-off press, which again is our anti-rotational movement. All right, so the way that we set this up, we're gonna get the cable right around chest height. We're gonna pull straight out, bring the cable center chest, toes pointed forward, nice and square with the hips. Keep our core nice and tight, and then we're pressing straight out from there, nice and controlled. We're gonna do a set of 12 on each side. Keeping our core nice and stiff the entire way. Try not to let the weight rotate our bodies here. Here we go, last 4. Now we'll flip around, get the other side. And now we have 12 in this direction. Constant tension on the core. Toes nice and square. Last 4 here. That's our pull-off press. Now that we finished with that, we can head on over to our last lift. Last but not least, we have our suspension movement, which will be hanging leg raises. We'll do a set of 15 here. Again, the focus is keeping constant tension on that core. We're going to work the lower abdominals here. So a little bit more important that we keep constant tension on that core. That'll also keep us from swinging back and forth, all right? So we'll never get to a completely fully extended position. We want to keep that core engaged in the stretch position. So we'll work from a completely contracted position to almost full extension, but still keeping a contraction there, really working the contraction through the stretch. So again, set of 15 here, constant tension on that core. Working through the lower abs. Last 5. And that is our suspension movement, our hanging leg raises. We'll do about 3 or 4 more cycles of this. I usually like about 4 cycles total. If I'm feeling it, feeling a good pump, sometimes I'll go 5 or 6. But either way, we're going to get a couple more cycles in through all of these workouts, and then we're good to go. Another beautiful day, another great lift. There you guys have it. Those are the top 5 exercises that I use to get 6-pack abs. Now I do have some washboard abs that are on the way for this summer, so be on the lookout for them. Now if you haven't already, which I don't know why you wouldn't have, make sure that you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. That way you can get all my latest updates when I post them and when I share them. Also, if you guys want the full version of today's workout, make sure that you head on over to my Patreon where you could access the full-length version to all of my workouts. Last but not least, make sure that you guys head on over to Instagram, hit me with a follow there at @CoachJones_. That is at @CoachJones_. Until next time, peace.